I'm in a bad mood today. Now the Honda Snowblower was stolen. These lowlifes make my blood boil. Today I'm going to tell you how I prevent thieves from stealing your Honda Snowblower. And I'm going to tell you at the very end of this video what I would do if I caught them in the act. But first, I want to thank everybody. Welcome back to the only Honda Snowblower channel on YouTube. Really appreciate it. I'm not going to ask folks to subscribe today. You know, either you like my videos or you don't. It's up to you. I'm just in a, really horrible mood. It wasn't my snowblower. It was a friend of mine's. You know, we live in Lake Tahoe, Truckee area in California. There's a lot of not a lot of Hondas up here, and they get stolen. You know, they're pricey. You know, even the used ones are $2,000 or more, and they're a lot of times they're an easy target. So I'm going to tell you how I do it. How I prevent people from stealing from me, and at the end we'll have some good news at least. So let me start with this here. This is a key for the older HS models. This is universal. This will fit almost any older Honda snowblower. So if you leave your Honda outside, even if it's locked up with a cable or whatever, you think you're smart taking the key out, they can still take their own key and turn it on and drive it up a ramps on the truck or whatever and be gone in 30 seconds. Okay, so that's not going to help. Now everything I'm going to tell you, I don't want to forget this. Everything I'm going to tell you, it's going to slow people down. These low lives, thieves. It's going to slow them down, or they might decide to move on to somebody else. I spoke to the police about this. What these guys do, they drive around in contractor looking vans during the day and they look for easy targets. And then at night they come back. So everything I'm telling you, it helps, but it's not going to really stop them. They'll just go on to the guy next door that hasn't done any of these prevention methods. So another thing I do is what I've got, snow blowers outside. I've got them cable locked and I've got them covered with a black cover. At night, you can't see that. You can't see anything. You can't see them, or you don't know what's underneath the cover. It could be firewood for all they know. So that's another thing that's a good idea. I cable lock them. Even in my garage, I've got machines in here. They're all cable locked. Sometimes I have a friend's Honda or a neighbor's, and I can't afford to replace it. So I cable lock them. This is a master cable lock. It's 6 foot long. I've got about 10 of these. I'll provide a link, in the description and on the comments if you're interested in that. Cable lock's pretty good, but there's a workaround. I've got this cutting wheel, this battery upper cutter wheel. I've cut one of these off in half before, so it can be done. A better thing would be a chain, a heavy duty link chain. I used to have one from my Harley Davidson. It was nice and thick. It was thicker than my fingers, and it prevented that Harley from being stolen. I used to ride all over the country. I'd be in a lot of strange places, so I had a pretty heavy duty chain. So a chain might work. at least slow them down. It's pretty hard to cut through a chain. I talked about the cover, the cable lock. Another thing you can do is block it in. You get the garage, if you have a garage, okay, or a shed, you could block it in with a car or other equipment, tables or whatever. If it's outside, you can still block it in, to slow them down. They can't work around a car very well or heavy equipment. Another thing you can do, I've got cameras too. I got a lot. I've had my house broken into before. I'm pretty security conscious. I have security cameras. Oh, a lot of people have Ring cameras on their phones. On their doorbells now. That helped. A couple of years ago, they caught on a Ring camera a couple guys loading up a Honda. This is here in Truckee. They didn't catch the guys. They got the make of the vehicle. They couldn't get the license plate. A Honda dealer in our area in the Lake Tahoe, they got broken into. Two of their Hondas, brand new Hondas, were stolen. I think they got it on camera, but they didn't get a license plate. They didn't get a clear picture of the. I can't use the word. The people, lowlifes, thieves, whatever, the lowest form of life form on the planet. They didn't catch them, I don't think. So it's a good deterrent though. A camera, people see the cameras up there. They say, "Oh man, I'm just going to go to the house next door or down the street." Ring cameras are catching a lot of people in the act. Uh, what else can I think of? You take the serial number, you write it down somewhere, the serial number of your machine. It may help. If it gets stolen, the recovery rate is almost zero. Unfortunately, I love the police. I love firefighters, first responders. It's a very difficult thing to find. If they do find it, it's by luck. So I put down my serial numbers in a book. They make out a police report. You can give them the serial number. Oh, another thing you can do, you see my custom, I don't know if you can see my blue custom Honda. If you can make your Honda distinguishable from every other Honda, because most of them are red, if you can paint the shoe, if you can just do something different, take pictures of it, on your phone or whatever, so you can put it in, so you can put it out there on social media. Anybody sees my Honda, let me know. The police might see it in the back of somebody's truck or something. So that's another good thing. Some of the police officers and experts I've spoken to, they've told me, and this is a good topic. Put it in the comments what you do to protect your Honda. Put it in the comments. We discuss it on the Facebook group, and let's brainstorm this. I'm still pretty upset about this, so I might not be thinking everything through or what you can do. I just wanted to put this out there. And what else can I think of? I got to look at my notes. The last thing I can think of is safety. Now, I know people, you've been watching this video for 5 minutes or whatever, and you're thinking, oh, if I ever caught these guys in the act, you know what I would do to them, and I'm old school, I'm Sicilian, I got hot blood. Back in the day, if I caught somebody in the act of stealing something from me, it probably wouldn't end well for me or them. I might be sitting in prison, So for safety reasons, if you catch somebody in the act, you might be able to scare them away, maybe, or maybe they'll drop it or run off. If you have your phone, you can say, hey, I'm calling the cops right now, 911. They're on their way. I already called the cops. I heard you. They're on their way. They're going to be here in a minute. But safety wise, I I wouldn't do anything physically. I just let it go. It's just not worth it, folks. You know, you guys, people stand your ground states. They might say, hey, I got the right to defend myself and my property. There's a very high cost to that. I can understand it if they're breaking into your house and they're threatening your wife and children. That's a different scenario. But when it comes to a Honda snowblower, it's replaceable. Your life is not replaceable. What's your family going to do without you? Uh, you can't. You can always replace this, so it's not worth it. And if you did do something, even if you didn't hurt them fatally, if you beat them up or whatever, they're going to turn around and sue you. You might get arrested for it. You're gonna have to mortgage your home, put your home up for lawyers. It hasn't happened to me, thank goodness, but I've heard stories where it could ruin your life, financially or whatever. So my advice, and most people will say the same thing, law enforcement, let the professionals handle it. Okay, make out a police report if it happens to you. Make out a let them handle it, folks. I don't want to hear anybody coming back here and say, it happened to me, and it turned out bad. So that's my tip for the day. It's going to take me a couple days to relax over this. I'm really, really in a poor mood, a bad mood. I can't stand people that steal from hardworking, other hardworking people. They're just the lowest forms of life on earth. So we'll see you next time, folks. I appreciate you watching. You don't have to subscribe if you don't want to. If you think this video helps you, we try to help you save money when it comes to do-it-yourself repairs and maintenance. Oh, and on Sunday, we're going to have a pretty good video. I can't tell you which one it is because I've got 2 or 3 other videos. My better ones, I try to publish on Sunday mornings at 11 o'clock on Pacific Coast time in the United States. So we'll see you next time, folks.